bucket of the game to go.
Kawhi is carving up this defense. Love his awareness. He is finding the open man.
And putting his long arms there to good use. Porzingis has a large catch radius on those alley-oops.
And George, here we go. The pass to Beverly. Leonard on the wing. Over Hardaway. It's rebounded by Doncic.
It's been a rough quarter for him. Can't seem to find any kind of rhythm.
Hardaway, no good.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Smooth off the bounce with the strength to finish through contact. Paul George showing us how it's done.
Here's Richardson. Paul George making his last shot. Doncic outside. A pass to Porzingis. No good there.
Well, that alley-oop attempt, a case of what could have been, just didn't finish the play.
You know, this is something you practice over and over again. I'm surprised they couldn't execute.
Now, here's Kleba, following the miss by Porzingis. Down to 5 on the shot clock, and there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That's his first foul. Dallas making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. The Clippers also changing it up. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time. In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Dwight Powell's checked in for Porzingis, and it's Jalen Brunson in for Josh Richardson. Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Luke Kennard comes in for Leonard. Brunson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. For Dallas, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line. Los Angeles making a switch here. Jackson's checked in, and he sinks the second. And it's Williams with the ball for Los Angeles. They come in fresh off the win against the Warriors.
Really consistent with their aggression. In that game, we saw very few lulls from an intensity standpoint.
A couple things stood out for me. They were relentless, and they also played under control. That's a deadly combination.
Bucket is good.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Kennard, the pass to Zubac. The kick out to Williams. Morris against Johnson. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Johnson attacking. And that one drops for him.
Yeah, James Johnson off the drive. Big, strong, but also very skilled.
And the wide open shot from Morris. And so both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. It's Dallas. They're up by 1. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast. As the second quarter getting going right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
And they took advantage of some careless ball handling, some careless passing. You have to be more careful around these guys.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Kennard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Williams. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in at the 2. So it was the Dallas Mavericks in their last game, a loss to the Thunder in Oklahoma City. Burke kicks to Johnson. Back to Burke. The 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. The Clippers trail. Here's Jackson, and Jackson throws it down hard.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Both teams putting forth their best efforts right now. This is the kind of game fans pay to see.
Here's Hardaway after the Clippers pick up 2. Offline with his 3. Jackson dishes to Morris. Johnson over to help. Doncic with the steal. Johnson with it. Guarded now by Morris. And that one's good. Burke. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
Left side Jackson. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. It's good. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. Outside Jackson.
I like it. That's a great battle at the rim. He just couldn't finish.
Here's Doncic, and the dunk by Doncic.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
And the dunk by Zubac.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure.
Great pass to set your man up with a high percentage look.
The Clippers have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second.
And a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the second round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
Here's Doncic. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Hardaway against Jackson. The Mavericks pull it in. And G.A., even when he did arrive to the NBA, it took Powell a while to latch on.
You know, traded a couple times in his first year. He was assigned and recalled 10 times in about a month with Boston's D-League affiliate. Finally found a home in Dallas. Everything turned around from that point forward.
Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Jackson.
The defense having to respect Jackson's outside game. That opened up things for him in the inside.
Doncic passes to Burke. Dishes it to Johnson. And Johnson with the stuff.
And that's what you want to see more of from James Johnson, being authoritative at the rim.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Count it. Zubac has got 6.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Doncic looking it over. Burke with it. He's against Williams. 6 to shoot. Hardaway. Oh! That is just nasty.
The athleticism on that finish. Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Here's Morris. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got his 4th rebound in this one. That's good from Doncic on the assist by Johnson. Johnson's got 3 assists tonight. Right side Jackson. It's deflected. Shoots over Powell. No good on the last second attempt there. And so we wrap up the first half. It's Dallas ending the second quarter with a tremendous.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They ended the period holding on to a slim 1-point lead. And
happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. We've seen Dwight Powell really having a great game.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
I have to credit them for their patience offensively. They understood the matchup, and they took the necessary time to exploit it.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the floor for Dallas, Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Powell. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. And the foul on Dorian Finney-Smith. That's his first foul. Jalen Brunson, he's checked in for Powell. George against Richardson. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame. Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now.
Outside, George. And it's George finishing it off.
So far, George's competitive play has worked well. He's getting just about everything to fall.
Mavericks leading by 4. Runs in the pass to Porzingis. He kicks it to Richardson. It's stolen by Ibaka. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. And it's George finishing it off.
Great hustle by Paul, using his speed in the open court. And then, of course, he's an excellent finisher.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
The homecoming for Paul George, playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Paul George with the steal. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Beverly with the ball.
Because of George's strong defensive instincts, he's able to consistently disrupt opponents.
And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the 2nd pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
For Dallas, they've gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. And the shot goes in. Porzingis has got the game tied up here for the Mavs.
And just wanting it more there. You gotta like seeing Porzingis beat everyone to the spot in the open floor.
George, no good. Mavericks have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the 3rd quarter. Richardson kicks to Finney-Smith. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the 2nd half now. Porzingis. That one doesn't go. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Looking ahead to their next game, playing at New Orleans, they'll match up against the Pelicans. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road.
Excellent pass, PG-13, keeping his eyes up, using his vision.
Porzingis passes to Finney-Smith. To the inside. Nice shot by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 10 points in the game.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Up top, Leonard. 8 points for him. Here's Beverly. It's good. Beverly's got 4 this quarter.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Kleba with it. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. It's Richardson on the wing. 4 on the clock. Over George. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. Clippers have gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. Oh!
Letting it all hang out when George takes flight. Just enjoy the show.
Porzingis inside, defended by Ibaka. Pass to Brunson. Kicks it out to Richardson. To the paint. It's stolen by Ibaka. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And that one's good. Leonard.
Like a gazelle cruising down the court, Kawhi's difficult to stay with in transition.
Pass to Finney-Smith. Out to the wing. A pass to Porzingis. That shot, no good.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
It started off looking good, but the timing was just a little off, and sometimes that's all it takes.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. Back right after this. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Williams. And it's Morris in at the small forward.
He's just adept at gutting the defense in these sets. Give Doncic a passing lane, and he'll thread the needle.
And Doncic with a clear path to the hoop. And the dunk by Doncic.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
We talk about it time and time again. Turnovers are costly, especially when the game is close.
Now the Mavericks moving it up. Floats it up for Doncic. Johnson finds Doncic. And here is Hardaway. Over in the corner, Doncic. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
That's just being out of sync and at the worst time, costly.
A different look for Dallas. Porzingis, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. Maxi Kleber comes in for James Johnson. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And George kicks to Zubac. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Richardson against George. And that one is good. George has got 12 points in just the second half.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Doncic against Williams. Outside, Porzingis. The shot by Kleber, wide open. No good with the triple. Clippers leading by 4. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
That's lit right there, courtesy of Kawhi's natural explosiveness.
Doncic outside. And the dunk by Doncic.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
But not every point guard can give you that. The ability to finish with that level of authority.
2 free throws. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And so he hits the technical free throw. So for the Clippers, Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. Doncic passes to Kleba, and Kleba slams it in.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
It's George on the wing. 1:52 left in the fourth quarter. Had the space there, but it's offline.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Los Angeles. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just one on the basket from Doncic.
How about the poise from Doncic right there? He ups the ante when it's a critical possession here in the game.
Big points as the stakes rise, so does George's impact on the game.
Kleba, the pass to Doncic. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. To the left side wing. Leonard with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's George. The shot that time, not on target. Good work defensively by Richardson. Here's Doncic. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Incredible. Doncic decides he wants to take over, and that's his personality. He comes up with the goods on that one.
Here's George. Count it.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
This is why we all watch. The NBA is about these moments.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
And with that unique combination of size and skill, Porzingis is a dependable late-game scoring option.
Leonard with no one around. Connects from downtown.
You know that he's always going to find a way to get the ball in tight situations like that and knock it down.
Porzingis against Ibaka. Porzingis can't hit. Now, here's George. He's covered closely. And here's Leonard from three. Mavericks with the rebound.
And looking for a very quick shot here.
They have very little time to run a play, and then, of course, they also need to foul.
Good! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
Give Josh credit, taking the challenge offensively, discipline, and that's a beautiful pass.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
Here's George. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up. Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball. See the stat sheet here for Paul George.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
And the Clippers starting 5. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ibaka, then there's Batum, and it's Leonard in at the 3. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
I mean, I flat out, I thought they looked overmatched. I thought they lacked aggressiveness and heart out there.
And George with the stuff.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Now here's James. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game.
Just so fast. I mean, it's like trying to stop a train when he's coming in for the slam.
George against Caldwell Pope. Here's George. Good on the shot. And it's pretty clear that Adam Silver would like to implement, Chris, a mid-season tournament. What do you think would motivate teams for something like that?
Man, it depends, Kevin. It could be money, or it could make the games count extra, or different seeding or position of seeding in the playoffs. These days, I guess it wouldn't hurt to try.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. And George, here we go. That's his 4th basket of the game, and he's only taken 4 shots, off to a good start.
How about he has yet to miss 4-4 to start?
Back to Leonard. Left block shot on the way. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
James in the post. Leonard's there. Nice shot by James.
Powerful, yet effective. James has always done a lot of damage from the mid-range.
George against Caldwell Pope. George passes to Ibaka. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And Batum kicks to George. Just 3 to shoot. Clippers working now with the new shot clock. That one falls.
And he delivers another blow. Something's gotten into him this quarter. He's carrying them offensively.
Here's LeBron, and finished off by LeBron.
That's just crazy athleticism from James. His vertical is through the roof.
George against Caldwell Pope. There's a minute 47 left to play here in the first.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
Here's James, and there's another one for the Lakers.
He's been dominant this quarter. I mean, he's determined to prevent the lead from getting any bigger.
Now the feed to Leonard. Shot from 16, and it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverley, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
Stolen by George. And he lays it straight in. George has got 14 points for the game.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Here's LeBron. Off target with the jump hook. Clippers leading by 8. Leonard with no one around. Hits the three-point bomb. He has 7.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, they've been very aggressive, and they've taken early control of this game.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. George passes to Batum, and there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The Clippers shooting their first free throw tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And the technical free throw is good.
And, you know, you go back to that horrific leg injury in Vegas back in 2014, and Paul George hasn't just made it back to the NBA. He's come back a better player.
And the Clippers making a change here. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Kennard, he's checked in for Leonard. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Now, here is George. And that one, good.
His individual effort has been outstanding tonight, and it's helped him grab the lead.
Schroeder passes to Kuzma. And Kuzma slams it in.
Backed by an aggressive offensive mindset, Kuzma attacks the rim with force.
They get a hand on it. Here's Morris. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. They kept going to him again. And we return to the second quarter, and no Jay Latina. Specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, governing the split-second chance opportunities. I mean, that's what has them in the lead right now.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter to play. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, we've got Marcus Morris. Williams is out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's George in at the 3, the small forward. George missing again. Lakers trail by 8. Schroeder kicks to Kuzma. To the wing right side. Here's Horton Tucker. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That'll be the second on the road in the midst of this long 4-game road stand. Schroeder with the ball. Williams picks him up. The wide open look here for Kuzma. And the Lakers get it back. Clippers leading by 8. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And the defense knows George can score from there, which is what forces them to kind of compromise at times defensively.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Clippers. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like that.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But 2 other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. You know, 2 guys, when you look at those 2, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become. And it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out.
And that one's good, Caruso.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Williams passes to Zubac. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Drains it from beyond the arc. George has got 22.
Oh, and when there's an open man, Jackson finds him, making it look very easy.
Harrell. Second shot opportunity, and the layup is good.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Outside Jackson. Now, here's George. Defense right on him. Count the basket.
And this is why you get George the ball there. He's solid at figuring out how to capitalize.
And good that time. Kuzma's got his second bucket.
Oh, good anticipation on the feed. He knows exactly where to go with that ball.
Jackson kicks to Morris. Back to Jackson. Now, here is George. He's tightly guarded.
And, guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Clippers. They have a 9-point lead. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. And stolen by Harrell. Oh, and here comes Schroeder all alone. On up the court. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And a terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and great transition offense.
Outside, George. Here's Zubats. Outside for George. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And that's now 28 points for George. Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against Golden State.
In that one, they owned the backboards. Most of the second chance opportunities went to them.
Yeah, if you can be that much better on the glass, you're going to win the game.
Here's Harrell. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 3 assists tonight.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Lakers trail by 7. Kuzma, left side. Shoots over Zubats. Here's Caruso, covered by Morris. And Harrell scoops it in.
Guys, not much more a defender can do in that situation. Harrell with the focus and the strength to just power through the contact.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
An okay season at the free throw line for him so far, sitting right around 76%.
Here's Leonard. And it's off the back rim, no good.
Golden opportunity that he can't make good on. Maybe a wake-up call to the D, though. They can't leave him alone like that.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to Paul George taking care of business in this one. He ended up with 28 points. That's all for now.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. It's been one outstanding game from George.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Markieff Morris is out there with Marc Gasol. And Harrell's in at the 1. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. George dishes to Batum. Outside Leonard. Clock at 6. A three-pointer off the mark.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky.
Wow, hammering it in!
And James simply one of the best dunkers in NBA history, I have to say. Highly creative in how he throws it down.
Pass to Beverly. Right side, Batum. No good on the 3. They've trailed the entire game. That could change on this possession.
And this would be big for them.
Here's George. Makes it off the glass. George has got 30.
It's been a clinical performance. He's played a huge role and has them in position to grab the W.
On the wing, Morris. Caldwell Pope kicks to Morris. James in the post. Defended by George. James, no good. The Clippers in the lead.
It's still early, but a 1-for-4 start to the half, that's a bad sign if you ask me. If they've got a can't-miss play, now's the time to break the glass and pull it out.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Yeah, true, but we'll see if they can keep forging ahead. For now, you got to give them credit for coming back.
George finds Batum. Outside Leonard shoots the three. Rebound by Harold.
Only 1 for 5 to start the half. I mean, whatever adjustments they made at halftime weren't the right ones.
Wasted no time on that one. George has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, when Batum spots a wide-open teammate, he zips the rock to him quickly. Just exceptional vision.
And the dunk by James.
Oh, terrific finish to get this game all knotted up there. He is a force to be reckoned with.
And George kicks to Leonard. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Lakers passing it around. Here's James. Lays it up off the glass. LeBron's got the lead up to 2 now for the Lakers.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Inside. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by George. Leonard's got it all tied up now for the Clippers. To the middle. Here's Caldwell Pope. That shot missing. Great D that time from Leonard. And it's Batum with the ball. Bringing it up for the Clippers. And George gets it to go. You know, winning that championship as you did, Greg, for UNLV, many people don't remember you played much of that season with a broken jaw.
Well, Kevin, I don't remember much of it, to be honest with you. It was pretty hazy. I lost 19 pounds over the course of the season. I was championship night. I was 168 pounds.
No kidding.
Yeah. Well, I was wired shut for 8 weeks. Didn't miss a game, but I tell you what, I don't know if I would do that today. But, you know, it did turn out well with the championship.
As I recall, you broke it against Fresno State, correct?
Yes, yeah. Got my legs taken out from under me and broke the fall with my face.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch. Horton Tucker, that's good.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Now here's Jackson. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Kuzma with it. There's 48 seconds left in the third. Caruso, the pass to Kuzma. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And now a 4-point Laker lead.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Now Morris. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Shots good by Williams.
And that isn't easy, folks. But Williams has an ability to stay in control even under duress.
Passes to Harold. Schroeder surveying the floor. Caruso kicks to Kuzma. Now the pass to Caruso for the three. No good on that one. Gets it off. Doesn't go for him. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for the Los Angeles Lakers. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session tomorrow.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Williams is out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the center, filling out the middle. Timeout called the Lakers. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
During that break, Frank Vogel had some real words for his team. He told them, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, getting to the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
Here's LeBron. Rebound by the Clippers. Zubac has got his 6th rebound on the night. And then Leonard with the dunk.
And with a good mix of power and agility, Leonard can throw it down with the best of them.
Here's Schroeder, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
On the wing, Williams. He's guarded by Schroeder. Zubac the pass to Williams. And here's Kennard. Leonard on the wing. And there it is for him.
And part of what makes Kawhi such a great player is that jump shot. You can't just worry about him attacking the basket.
James. Tries again. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. LeBron's got the game tied up here for the Lakers.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Williams finds Leonard.
Oh, he has to fight for that one. Doing the dirty work, getting after it on the glass.
Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Buries the long-range jumper. And now it's a three-point Laker lead.
And Caldwell Pope can be a volume three-point shooter, meaning when he gets a lot of attempts from there, he can fill it up from downtown.
Kennard, the pass to Zubac. A three from Leonard. Goes back up. Kennard kicks to Morris. Back to Kennard. Morris outside. They get the rebound. Back to Kennard. Lets it go with a three. The Clippers get another chance here from past the arc. Not going to go that time.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
This isn't like him, and he knows it. The best thing they could do is try to get him more easy looks.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
He gets the playground jumper and can't make good on it. You don't get many chances either.
Morris kicks to Williams. LeBron against Leonard. Count that one.
And guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
And Schroeder stays with it. And the Lakers lead by 3.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Leonard inside, working on James, and the shot goes down.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
It's Schroeder with the drive. LeBron against Leonard. Here's Gasol. Yes, it's James picking up the assist.
And there's no fear in Gasol. I mean, he welcomes the chance to take that shot.
Clippers trail by 3. Leonard, the pass to Zubac. Caldwell Pope against Kennard. Here's Leonard. That shot off. Good D by James. Lakers have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Leonard kicks to Morris. Back to Leonard. Shoots over Schroeder. That one wide left. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Back to Schroeder. Leonard with the steal. 26 seconds left in the game. Straight D that time from Dennis Schroeder. The dish to Morris. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Leonard, that's for 2. The Clippers rebound. Zubac the pass to Leonard. George dishes to Leonard. Can't knock in the 3. And so it's the Lakers who come out on top here. David, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our
To score VC, exclusive My Player items, and more. On Wednesday, make sure you head to the cages, because all day long, you can jump high and earn double rep. Next week.
And a glimpse inside the locker room. Players' final few moments to prepare. And David.
Kevin, thanks.
He stays working and stays true. David, thank you. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Baca is out there with Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the 2. And for the Trailblazers, they've got Jones. Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Trent in at the shooting guard. Now, here's Lillard. Hands it from downtown.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
George, no good. Portland's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. From deep three-point range, the putback, it's good on the putback.
And usually amongst the leaders in their offensive rebound rate, Kanter gives your team found points off misses.
Now here's Leonard. He had 28. Oh, what a play!
Watch it! Well, we know Leonard's an elite two-way machine, but there he shows us the artistry.
Here's Lillard. It's a three-point game. Rebounded by Serge Ibaka.
Meeting right at the rim. He typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
And they cruised to a big win in their last meeting, getting that opposing starting lineup out of the game early with foul trouble.
You can bet that was their game plan from the get-go. Don't be shocked if they're aggressive again today as well.
George looking over the floor. Greg, we're still involved in the conference system. Does it hold relevance as we're looking here at the standings mid-season?
You know, for travel distance, yes, and there's also some tradition at stake. I mean, look, that said, in a perfect world, you'd like to see the best 16 teams make the playoffs each year, but we've had imbalance in conferences forever. So that's not going to change. But sometimes change is just necessary.
How about quickly for the playoffs? Would you like to reseed and take the top 16s, 1 through 16?
I would. I think that'd be a great idea.
It's stolen by Ibaka. Beverly finds George. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Leonard inside, working on Jones.
The decision-making of Leonard. Could have hit the roller, but already had the shot he wanted.
Beverly against Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Hey, dunks aren't always for the big fella.
A serious power move from the point.
Forget just landed in. He wanted to make a statement.
Now, here's George. 17 points for him last game against Golden State.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
Here's Trent. Here's Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
And for a point guard, Lillard has some hops. Outstanding at knowing when to use them for the dunk.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. And George, here we go. And it goes down 2 points. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
And Lillard gets double teamed. Pass to Trent. Here's Lillard. Just 5 on the clock. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Adding to this lead, he's been dependable and consistent at the offensive end.
The 3 from George. And it's Portland with the rebound. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
Yeah, I mean, they had their chances, competed deep into that game, but had a few lulls there that just kind of took them down.
Hard to keep the consistency going, which I guess is the very definition of consistency. Keep it going.
Kicks it out to Jones. Here's Lillard. And it's Lillard again missing.
You expect him to make that, especially from that distance.
And it's George missing.
I mean, all period, it's been a struggle for him scoring the ball.
And it's Lillard again missing. And now the Clippers on the break. Over in the corner, Batum. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
Three-pointer, Lillard. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Clippers lead by 1. Well, before the game, we talked with Damian Lillard. He credits his upbringing when it comes to development.
I think it comes from the...
And that's the kind of support, Greg, he gives his teammates on and off the floor.
And, you know, guys naturally trust him. They believe in him, and he typically comes through when they need him.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
They've got Anthony. He's out there with Rodney Hood, and it's Little in at the center. They're the group that Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. Enes Kanter's checked in for the Trailblazers. And a wide open look for Hood. Nailed from three-point land.
And when he gets right into his motion, tough to impact that shot from Hood.
Morris, left side. He dishes it to Jackson. Morris kicks to Williams. Kennard against Hood. Passes it to Morris. Shoots over Kanter. The offensive rebound. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Here's Simons. He's guarded by Williams. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Back to Jackson. On the wing, Morris. And there's the whistle, 3-second violation. And looking at the real stats, real scores from the real NBA, we can see the teams that make the most of their trips to the foul line. The Clippers, number 1. In fourth, the Trailblazers.
Both teams really well served to be very aggressive attacking the rim because of how well they shoot the ball at the free throw line.
Anthony against Morris. There's the pass to Zubats. Kennard kicks to Zubats. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Morris against Anthony. Pass to Morris. Three-pointer. Here's Zubats. The kick out to Williams. There's the dish to Morris. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
And Portland making a change here. Lillard's checked in. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Good work there as it goes. And it's a 3-point Trailblazer lead.
Major props to Lillard there. Terrific focus to get hit on that shot and still deliver. Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers. Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
In the corner, it's Morris. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
Morris passes to Zubats, and the shot is good. Zubats has got 6 points.
Shutout in the first quarter. He's heating up now. I like the aggressiveness.
Out to Hood. Pass to Lillard. Yep, that one goes in there. Lillard's got 20.
Refuses to let contact deter him from scoring. I'm a fan of Lillard's willingness to challenge defenders.
They grabbed their own miss. Zubats, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's his first trip to the line. No good on that one.
Probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Los Angeles making a switch here. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Morris. Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. Paul George, he's checked in for Reggie Jackson. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Williams. Covington wide open. He fires. Here's Cantor. Passes it to Trent. Here's Jones. Goes up again. Covington passes to Trent.
Come to me, come to me.
On the wing, Jones. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. .11 seconds left here in the second. From deep, George. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
You know what it is? It's his creativity. That's making this engine run.
And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to... The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. Some good action during the period, as it was just... That's all for now.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. They've got Paul George. Baca is out there with Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Beverly in at the 1 spot. Teams have dynasties. The 90s, Michael Jordan. We've seen it over the many decades. Over the next decade, though, who do you think's going to lead the pack there?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know, with the way Father Time is treating LeBron, you might have to wait and see because he is still playing at such a high level. But, you know, obviously Giannis has got to be on the short list with the Bucks. For me, I really look at Luka in Dallas. I just feel like with Kristaps Porzingis, that duo could just be deadly with how the game is played. But don't sleep on the Celtics with Tatum and Brown and that group that they have with the front office they have. Man, I think the league overall is going to be in great shape moving forward.
It sure seems that way.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Cantor kicks to Hood. Lillard left side. Here's Cantor. Kicks it out to Covington. And the 3 off target. Clippers trail by 5. Looking to end his cold spell, and he makes that one. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And this is how you score in transition. And Paul George, you just have to appreciate his hustle.
Lillard attacking. Here's Cantor. The rebound by Ibaka.
Only 1 for 4 in this half. Sometimes it's execution. Sometimes the shots just don't go down.
Trailblazers leading by 3. And a deep 3 from Lillard. Portland no good that time either. And so Beverly will bring it up for Los Angeles. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half.
What I like about Kawhi's shot, no matter the distance, always seems to be on balance.
Lillard against Beverly. Cantor trying to free himself up. Another shot. The pass to Trent. Lillard with no one around. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
He had it rolling and then lost it for some reason. Let's see if he can get it back while it still matters.
Anthony's checked in for Cantor. And then for the Clippers, Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. George with the bucket.
And he finally gets involved from beyond the arc. His first 3 of the game comes here in the second quarter.
Lillard outside. Kicks it out to Covington. Will it go? And Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist from Covington. Lillard's got it all tied up now for the Trailblazers.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all-defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use.
That one goes in.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Both teams putting forth their best efforts right now. This is the kind of game fans pay to see.
And Lillard gets it to go. Lillard's got 7 points for the quarter. And Covington may be not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside.
Ibaka controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Clippers lead by 2.
When shots go up, one thing about Ibaka, he gets to the right place at the right time.
Lillard way outside. He can't get that one to fall. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And following this one, they'll take on the Hornets in New Orleans. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. And the rejection by Ibaka.
And that's how you do it. Ibaka still able to surprise people very quick off the floor.
Lillard outside. Shot clock at 6. Back to Anthony. Tries yet again. No good that time. Some solid defense from Ibaka. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far.
Fouling to try and stop the shot, but PG-13 with terrific body control makes him pay.
Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. The Clippers shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. That free throw good from George. Trailblazers trail by 5. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Simons. He's guarded by Williams. And he banks in the layup. Simons has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. George with the ball. He's got 16.
Ooh, love it, love it. Insane move by Paul George, a high flyer who can create in midair.
Oh, what a pass, and then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth. Just 4 seconds left in the third quarter. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. He totaled 14. And let's listen to head coach Terry Stotts review the game plan with his guy.
Hey, listen, they're just going to keep.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. They've got Enes Kanter. Jones is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Simons in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
But not every point guard can give you that. The ability to finish with that.
Wow, hammering it in.
Capable of flat out torching you. Once PG-13 gets into a groove, watch out.
Here's Simons. He's guarded by Williams. To the right side. Kicks it out to Covington. Shoots from 8. Here's Simons. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. The shot's good from Kanter.
And really inside the paint is where Kanter thrives. His dominant approach lets him just own that space.
George, no good.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
So they take the lead. And the Trailblazers lead by 1.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
Well within striking range. Now is when you have to lock in at both ends.
From 12 feet out. Tries again. Outside for George. And it's George again missing. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for Portland. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota, where they'll take on the Timberwolves. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Anthony's checked in for the Trailblazers. Damian Lillard comes in for Anthony Simons. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Los Angeles.
After a lackluster first half, he's taken charge offensively. We'll see how the defense responds.
Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
How about Lillard just being aggressive here on offense? He can heat up quickly, just super efficient, and a high IQ score.
Here's George. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Strong take by Paul. He plays with great decisiveness.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Trent's checked in, and Los Angeles making a change here as well. Leonard's checked in.
He's living there tonight, a tough guy to guard without fouling, and the bonus, he's going to knock him down.
Lillard scanning the floor. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And when Lillard sees an opening, he takes full advantage. Skilled at drawing contact.
The first free throw is good. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubas. And so he makes both from the line. And so here are the Clippers. And here's George for three. Carmelo Anthony grabs the board. Anthony's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Lillard, shoots over Batum, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Nicholas Batum.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
Tight ball game. Who do you want at the charity stripe? This guy.
George with the ball. Cantor covering. Batum inside the three-point line. The wing jumper off target. Portland leading by 3. Here's Lillard. And he goes right over Paul George and slams it down.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
And the Clippers call time here. They trail by 5. 1:58 left to play here in the 4th. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Damian Lillard.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. He told the players, you guys are too talented to be playing this lackadaisical. Push the ball up the floor, get out on the break, and get to the fast break. Guys, will see if they can get it done.
George dishes to Leonard. To stop the run. Got a hand on it. Lillard against Beverly. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And here we go. Beverly heading to the hoop. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Kawhi Leonard.
Can't help but love the way Leonard plays the game. Stone-faced assassin.
Leonard with the steal. Here we go, one-on-one. Damian Lillard pulls it in.
This is the shot you want right at the rim. He just couldn't deliver.
Back to Hood. Lillard up top. Outside Hood. Goes up on the wing. But they'll get another chance.
Wow, another opportunity. Just everything going their way. Pretty much the story of this game.
6 on the shot clock. Lillard attacking. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That's his first foul. Here's Lillard. Pass to Simons. Lillard outside. Fires for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Lillard's got 40 points.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Reason why they've tightened up the vice grip a little more each time up the floor. We'll see if they can close this one out.
From deep. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. But deep 3 from George. Off target with his 3. And so it's Portland winning this one. A confident. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining. And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interesting matchups tonight. Well, the weekend has officially begun. DA, it's all yours.
Good evening, Kevin. Well, last season...
What a story. David, thank you. So a moment now to see the story for Luka Doncic.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Brunson in at the 3, the small forward. And for Los Angeles, we've got Kawhi Leonard. Baca is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. And it's Beverly in at the point. Basket, good. And players getting some rest during the All-Star break, but also, Doris, having a chance to refocus on their mission.
Kevin, you absolutely sense the urgency increase right after the All-Star break. The best tend to want to make their move and be playing their best basketball. And so the competitiveness goes skyrocketing.
Drops in the layup for 2. Brunson's got his second bucket tonight.
See, Porzingis should score the basketball, but he also recognizes when his teammates have a clean look. I love that unselfishness.
Now here's Leonard. Against Golden State, he was really on his game. Batum with the steal. At the elbow, it's George. Count that one.
There's a rhythm with which Paul George plays the game of basketball. That pace is so important.
Leonard against Brunson. Pass to Kleba. That shot off the mark. Great tee that time from Batum.
And Doris, as if it were destiny, Kleba grew up in the same hometown as Mavs legend Dirk Nowitzki.
And this is a fun and extraordinary story to tell, because in 2017, Kleba texted with Nowitzki before signing with Dallas. But though they come from the same town, they didn't know each other until they became teammates. That's extraordinary. How about the focus and locked-in nature of Kawhi Leonard? My goodness.
And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
Left side, George. And he comes up with the deuce.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Outside, Porzingis. Doncic kicks to Richardson. Dallas, no good that time either. And it's the Clippers' ball. They've got an 8-0 run. Here's George. Kleba with the rebound.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Batum with the steal. George with the ball. Now guarded by Porzingis. Ibaka, the pass to George. Good on the three-point shot. George has got 7 points.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Porzingis. Pulls it from 20. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Well, they came into that game looking to be physical, looking to control the boards, and they succeeded.
That control of the boards, I felt, fed their offense. There were a ton of second chances, a lot of confidence their bigs could dominate the glass.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for George. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for Porzingis. Johnson comes in for Maxi Kleba. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Jalen Brunson. Hardaway is subbed in for Josh Richardson.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Johnson dishes to Powell. It's good.
How about the skills of Dwight Powell down low? Hard for the defense to match up with his length.
Now here's Leonard. 8 points for him. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shot.
Wow, that was a strong dunk.
That is nice.
Well, if you allow Hardaway to get near the rim, this is what's going to happen. This guy is a fantastic finisher.
Bounce pass from Williams. Zubac kicks to Morris. Leonard inside. Johnson on him. Zubac. Outside Williams. Leonard on the wing. Shot clock at 5. They get it again.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
24 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. To the inside. Stolen by Zubac. And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
All going up court. Here's Leonard. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
And to me, the way you...
And so it's Los Angeles in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And quite a position here for the Clippers to be in. What do you think, guys?
Well, look at the turnover ratio, then look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
Offensively, they took care of the ball. And defensively, they forced a number of miscues.
On the court for the Mavericks. Hardaway is out there with Doncic. Then there's Dwight Powell. Then there's Cauley Stein. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3 slot. No good from Finney Smith. And Willie Cauley Stein gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Last game for the Mavericks, it was a loss to the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
I'll tell you, they played hard, they drew fouls, but they could not convert at the line.
One of the things that you know when you miss free throws is you're giving the team opposite you all the momentum. You're failing to capitalize on their mistakes.
Making the most of the screen, that's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
5 on the clock. Powell, the pass to Finney Smith. 90 that time from Leonard.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
A guy who just continues to earn more minutes. You know, Finney Smith is tough, and Greg, he is effective.
He seems to become a better rebounder every year. More efficient. He'll take charges, commits hard fouls, and I don't think we've seen his ceiling. Finney Smith is a guy you can win with.
Nobody near Leonard. The putback, great positioning on the putback. And the Clippers lead by 18.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Doncic kicks to Finney Smith. Cauley Stein passes to Hardaway. Hits it from 3-point range. Hardaway has got 7 points.
I just love how confident Tim Hardaway Jr. is from long distance. This guy will cash in from there.
Pass to Williams. Leonard on the wing. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Finney Smith kicks to Cauley Stein. Over to the left wing. His three-pointer is off the mark.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Another miss by Leonard. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Trailing by 17. Here's Powell. And he uses the glass on the layup.
That's about great concentration. Dwight Powell, under duress of the defense, finishes nonetheless.
Outside Leonard. And the rejection by Cauley Stein. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Zubats. Batum comes in for Leonard. Paul George, he's checked in for Morris. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. Dallas also making some changes. Porzingis is checked in for Dwight Powell. Richardson comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. And the Clippers miss again. Mavericks trail by 15. Here's Hardaway. And there's Richardson. That's good on the assist from Hardaway.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring. And Tim Hardaway says, you know what? My teammate's open. I'm going to get him the ball.
It's George on the wing.
Well, tremendous defensive effort on the interior. That's the kind of contest you want.
It's stolen by Ibaka. George against Porzingis. Here's Ibaka. Porzingis with the block.
Porzingis so fast off the floor when he challenges a shot. Helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Then for the Mavericks, James Johnson's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. And it's Maxi Kleber in for Hardaway. Here's Batum. Just 5 to shoot. Johnson with the block. And he gets it back. A shot by Batum, no good. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. To the paint. Here's Porzingis. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, I think you can see the strength that Porzingis has been developing over the early part of his career. That progress is showing up on a nightly basis.
That shot wide open. George has got 10 points.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Brunson can't throw down the putback. And so it's Los Angeles sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. Yet, and
after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at Los Angeles. We've got Ibaka, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Batum in at the 4 slot.
When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
George. Here's Ibaka. George passes to Leonard. Over Brunson. And the shot is long.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
Here's George. And the Clippers miss again.
Well, an 0-for-3 start to the half. You need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
Richardson, no luck.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
Outside for George. Launches a 3. Mavericks with the rebound.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
And he overdid did it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. You know, he played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor general. I mean, you look at a young man like John Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch. I agree. Dallas making a switch here. Hardaway's checked in. Batum brings the double team. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And the Clippers have possession. Los Angeles leading by 11. George passes to Zubac. Back to George. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. George has got 5 points now in the quarter. Here's the lob to the hoop. It's stolen by Morris. And here we go with Batum heading to the hoop. And the dunk by Batum.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
And George with the stuff.
How about Paul George? Puts it on the deck, uses that explosive quickness. This guy is really hard to contain.
Richardson kicks to Finney Smith. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. And there's the defensive 3-second call. For Dallas, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Dallas. Johnson comes in for Dwight Powell. Here's Morris. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists now in this one.
Don't you love it when you've got a small forward who can pass the basketball just like Paul George did there? Makes it look easy. Well, he showed right there. This guy capable of making shots, especially if you leave him that wide open.
Kennard, the pass to Williams. Here's Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
Over the course of his career, Lou Williams has really improved as a passer. That is nicely done.
Morris against Johnson. The feed now to Cauley-Stein. Out to Hardaway. Clock at 6. He's off on that one. So the Clippers will take it the other way. They led by as many as 18 points. Looking ahead to their next game, playing at New Orleans, they'll match up against the Pelicans. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. Back to Kennard. Morris right side. And Hardaway comes to help. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. George, no good.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
Here's Cauley-Stein. And there's Hardaway. That's good on the assist from Cauley-Stein. Cauley-Stein's got 4 assists in the game. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And here's George for 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
Here's Hardaway. The shot from the low post is good. Hardaway has got 11 points.
Well, Tim Hardaway Jr. getting stronger, and that's a problem when he's trying to finish through contact.
Nobody near George. And it's George again missing. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their... Rick Carlisle had some words for his team. Let's see what he had to say.
Hold your ground. Hold your ground.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Los Angeles leading by 11. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Maxi Kleba is out there with James Johnson. Then it's Josh Richardson. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Brunson in at the 3.
Leonard doesn't give the defense time to react. His catch-and-shoot game is on point.
It's stolen by Ibaka. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Kleba kicks to Richardson. Wide open. It's hauled in by Zubats. Zubats has got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Well, Kawhi Leonard might be quiet off the court, but on the court, he makes a lot of noise.
Mavericks trail by 18. Here's Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim. Okay.
George looking around. Pass to Leonard. Fires the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 5 assists tonight.
No three-pointers for him in that first half, but the second half, different story.
Richardson the pass to Brunson. To the inside, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brunson. Los Angeles making a switch here. Batum's checked in, and Dallas also making a switch. Porzingis is checked in. George against Richardson. 2 points. That one goes.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
That pass into the paint, that is a work of art there, dead on target.
And here is Los Angeles now. 19-point game. George against Richardson. And another 3 for the Clippers.
His first triple of the second half. That makes 3 for the game.
Here's Doncic. No good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. A 3 from Leonard. They get it back. Ibaka kicks to Beverly. Batum wide open. He fires. And it's off from 3-point range. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
George dishes to Ibaka. It's rebounded by Dallas. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds in this game. Brunson finds Doncic. It's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
Porzingis passes to Brunson. Trying to find Porzingis. Gets it to him. The shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And the foul called on Porzingis. That's his first foul. And there's the pass to George. Los Angeles with another miss.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Clippers.
And guys, the fast break was run, I thought, beautifully all night by these guys. I think that was a big part of their success.
Yeah, they definitely ran the break well. A big advantage in that category, and they continually put pressure on the defense.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece still. 2 more to go in the season series.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Kawhi Leonard.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
Nice shot by Porzingis.
What a pass by Luka Doncic. He's got tremendous size, and obviously they want the ball in his hands.
The shot by George, no good.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
Richardson for 3. Sinks the three-pointer. No question who's been in control of this game.
Boy, they have really taken charge here.
George with the ball. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easy. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For great.
what mood you in, you know, who you want to be. But yeah, rebounding wing, if you build them right, might be the best.
There it is, the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Now it's ended down to David.
Hey, Kevin, the Clippers.
There's been a transformation here in L.A. There is no doubt about that. D.A., thank you. And now the Lakers starting group. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the point guard position. And for the Clippers, they've got Batum. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Ibaka in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. James outside. The pass to Schroeder. Just 5 on the clock. And Brent, these teams boasting great depth. Many feel that's a hallmark of a great front office.
You go back and you look, Kevin, at some of the teams that have made deep playoff runs or eventually won the championships. You know, that tinkering about bringing in a veteran or just one piece to make that next step for that one matchup or that one series, finding contributions like that up and down the roster, absolutely, that can make a difference.
And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. And the dunk by LeBron.
With a burst of speed, LeBron turning on the Jets, getting past the D, and the big hammer.
Nobody near George. No good on the triple.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
LeBron can't get it to go. The Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Outside, Batum. Leonard against Gasol. Basket, good.
Count on Kawhi Leonard to work as much as he needs to get to the spots on the floor where he can be successful. He's a good shooter from mid-range.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
George looking around, and he makes good on the layup.
Paul George is aggressive. Look at his eyes right now, focused on scoring, and he sees the open path and gets right there.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Batum dishes to Leonard. That three off the mark. Looking at the last game for the Lakers, it was a loss to the Kings in Sacramento.
In the NBA, you've got to keep pace. It's a fast track out there, and I thought their lack of hustle defensively was the story of the game.
You can't allow any opponent to shoot that kind of percentage. If you do, it's just going to be so tough to keep up.
Yeah, and the ability to generate points off offensive rebounds, something Ibaka did a lot earlier in his career before he started spending so much time on the perimeter.
And James gets it to go. Clippers have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Outside, George. That one drops for him.
Well, when Paul George has that kind of length and then has the high release point that he does, very few people are going to get to it to block a mid-range jumper like that.
Now here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 28-point game against the Kings in Sacramento. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Here's George. Following the basket by Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. It's rebounded by Gasol. Lakers have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. He goes up again. And the wide open shot from Morris. From outside off the mark. And so Ibaka, he'll bring it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 2. Leonard, no luck.
His touch has left him in this quarter. Nowhere close to the kind of output they need from him.
Here's Caldwell Pope. It's hauled in by the Clippers. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
And in that one, the backups came to play. Gave the team an infusion of points that just put them over the top.
Well, I talked to the assistant coaching staff. What they were stoked about is that the bench guys came in and played well. So punch off the bench, a big factor in that win. You're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
To the left wing. Back to Leonard.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Here's Morris. Batum with the steal. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's George, and it's blocked.
Well, these blocks by Schroeder has got to get his teammates going. They're more rare than they are commonplace, but Schroeder getting in there with good hands.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Now here's Jackson. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Williams passes to Zubats. Good, great play by Williams to set it up.
He's so dangerous as a scorer. Lou Williams can recognize when there's openings. This time it was a teammate.
And so the first quarter comes to a close. Both teams scoring well, but it's all tied up. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And earlier we got a few words from Marc Gasol regarding
the way he plays defensively. You know what he stands.
And of course, Gasol and Leonard won the championship together in 2019, largely, Greg, because of their ability to play defense and get stops.
And 2 former defensive players of the year on the same team. That's going to be your foundation. But both guys were tremendous at the other end as well, albeit in different ways.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Keep plays alive with your activity. That's what it's about.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So for the Lakers right now, Montrezl Harrell is out there with Kyle Kuzma. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and it's Horton Tucker in at the 3.
And the three-pointer, a big part of KCP's game. About half his shots come from out there.
Outside Jackson. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. That one good for 2. Zubac has got his second bucket of the night.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Harrell kicks to Caldwell-Pope. Pass to Caruso. Harrell down low. Working on Zubac. Yep, it counts.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
Here's Zubac on the wing. Morris. Pass to Jackson. Down low. Zubac, the pass to Jackson. That one doesn't drop. Caldwell-Pope with some nice D. And Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Lakers making a switch here. James is checked in. Here's Caruso. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Jackson passes to Kennard. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Shots good by Williams.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Horton Tucker, the pass to Kuzma. Here's Horton Tucker. Feeds it to Harrell. Caruso kicks to LeBron. Oh, and the jam by LeBron.
Never get tired of LeBron James in the air doing wonderful things.
Williams up on top. A 14-point game for him in the win against Golden State. A three-pointer, no good.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Morris into the lane. Passes it to Jackson. Now here is Morris. Inside, got a piece of it, and stolen by Kuzma. And here we go, fast break. Kuzma's got it. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Kuzma's got the lead up to 5 now for the Lakers.
And how about that display of athletic ability? Kuzma can contort his body when converting on those difficult shots.
Jackson passes to Williams. Back to Jackson. Just 4 to shoot. Lakers leading by 5. Guys, a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys? And they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
Jackson with it. Picked up by Kuzma. Over in the corner, Williams. Jackson down low.
Just cannot get anything to go. If there's going to be a way to get out of this hole, I don't think he'll be the one to do it.
Zubac in the post.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Here's Harrell, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
Yep, that one goes. LeBron's got 6 here in this quarter.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
Williams passes to Zubac. He got it up.
LeBron in great defensive position that time.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everyone. LeBron James had it going on in the first quarter. He had 14 points and 4. And that.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. It's been a clinic out there by James.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Batum's out there with Ibaka. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the 2 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides and with.
You know, it's a great call, and there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, Wilson. Gary Payton, I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school, and it's really about his personality. This is a guy that constant chatter, practice on the court. That's what fed his confidence. Charles Oakley, another guy. He would run through a wall or through you to win a game. And then Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set.
Here's Leonard. He can't get that one. Gasol with the defensive effort. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9.
Awesome defense. Just outstanding effort to reach his big hands in there and just rip the ball away.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
Here's James, and he goes right over Serge Ibaka and slams it down.
Yeah, there's just pinball action going on right now. Once LeBron gets in there, he's going to finish.
Leonard on the wing. Over James. Rebound the Lakers.
Yeah, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half.
And here they come. Leonard with the ball. Now guarded by Schroeder. Ibaka dishes to Batum. Gasol against Leonard.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion. And Bones, he stands just 6'1", but Patrick Beverley rebounds like a forward.
The fact that he's going to bring it mentally, GA, I mean, that's the huge advantage. I think if you're in the opposing locker room and you know you're going to get on the floor, Patrick Beverley is going to be right in your jock for every minute that you're going to be competing against him. Well, every night, the competitive killer instinct of LeBron James makes him as elite as he's been. Of course, a future first ballot Hall of Famer and a lot of gas, it seems, left in the tank for LeBron James.
The Lakers making a switch here. Horton Tucker's checked in. Leonard lays it up off the glass.
Yeah, you could be as physical as you want with Kawhi Leonard. He just stays with it and is unshaken.
LeBron, that's a 12, hammering it in.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. So, for the Clippers, Morris is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverley. The Lakers also changing it up. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Morris. And Kyle Kuzma is subbed in for James. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And a chance here to check out some stats for Paul George. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. And the Lakers also making a change. Caruso's checked in. Schroeder outside. Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. His first shot coming late. It's hauled in by Zubats.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Out to Morris. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And now the fast break. Schroeder with the ball. And the pass to Caruso. Harrell trying to free himself up. Caruso, no good. Clippers trail by 10. Morris into the lane. And Morris throws it down.
Shot's good.
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Yeah, with Paul George, it's pretty awesome. You get the whole package. You get great scoring, you get good playmaking and rebounding, you get a defender with active hands. There's a lot of things about Paul George that can elevate everything you do to have great team success.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And the wide open shot from Morris misses the three. Lakers leading by 5. Here's Schroeder. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Outside Williams. Kicks it to Morris. Lets it go from deep. A putback, and George able to finish. George has got 9.
Yeah, Paul George, athleticism, sneaking in there, getting a second chance opportunity, and then he ends up cashing in.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Lakers lead by 3. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter form.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. So the Lakers 5 right now. We've got Dennis Schroeder, Caldwell Pope out there with Kyle Kuzma. Then there's Harrell, and it's Caruso in at the point.
Could come down to selection. Bad shots in the first half. Here in the second, using his head, finding some more efficient opportunities to score. Oh, man. Caution. Flammable.
That is just nasty.
About the athleticism on that finish.
And here's George for 3. He doesn't hit that one. And the Lakers going the other way now. They've led by as much as 10. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Caruso, the pass to Harrell. And Harrell slams it in.
Well, Harrell gets up there and he uses that long wingspan for the finish.
George against Schroeder. Pass to Zubats. He kicks to Williams. And he converts the layup.
He's so good at driving to the rim. Even though he's a little bit older, Williams still with great speed, change of pace, and picks the right angle.
Timeout called the Lakers. Lou Williams, so crafty, GA. Just a knack for putting the ball in the basket.
This guy just has the gift. I mean, it's been that way forever. He is just a born scorer.
So, for the Clippers, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Ibaka. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Lou Williams. The Lakers also changing it up. Marcus All's checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Morris comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's LeBron in for Alex Caruso. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
During that break, Frank Vogel had some real words for his team. This game is close, and he told his players, hey, guys, this is when it's fun, right? This is a close game, and this is when you get to show what you're made of. Right here, right now. Kevin, we'll see how they respond.
Lakers leading by 6. Here's James, and the dunk by LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron showing all the ways that he can dominate a game here on another level in this one.
Beverly feeling it out a bit. From deep, George. Rebounded by the Lakers. LeBron outside. They get it again. And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And that one's good. Beverly.
And Beverly has strength to go along with a tremendous amount of quickness and a nice job on the break that time.
And finished off by LeBron.
Well, him dominating the offensive end is what accounts for this lead. Just a very difficult guy to stop once he gets going.
George passes to Zubac. Outside for George.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
No doubt among the best passing centers to have ever played this game. Gasol is a guy you can run your offense through, makes quick and decisive decisions.
Beverly finds Leonard. Right side, Batum. Nobody near Leonard. Wide open shot is on the money.
This is where all the extra hours of practice come into play. Leonard couldn't be more in sync on that catch and shoot.
Here's LeBron and the dunk by James.
What about the courage right there? Sacrificing his body to get the high percentage attempt at the rim.
And George kicks to Beverly. Outside Leonard. Pass to George. And the shot goes in.
PG playing behind the pick and roll, able to use his size. And a pretty good decision that time with the basketball.
James in the post.
Oh. Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim. George against Caldwell Pope. Back to George. Shot clock at 5. To the middle. Here's Zubac. A shot's good on the assist by George.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a pass available there for Paul George, but he spots that small crease, he fires the ball through it, and he gets it to his open man.
46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And it's James missing. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And as a defender, you are left somewhat helpless to stop that. Leonard with too many moves in his arsenal and a flood of ice water in his veins.
Give them credit. They've worked hard all game, now looking to finish it.
No, a great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Knocks down the trifecta.
And becoming more of a staple of his attack offensively, you give Beverly a look from deep, and he'll make it.
LeBron with it. From deep three-point range. That one, no good. And so the Lakers take the win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it.
Dunk on next.
I remember last time before the season, I said I wanted to dunk on Al, because Al, he was a teammate.
Taking a look here at some of the numbers for Paul George.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Jones. And it's Trent in at the 2. And for Los Angeles, they've got Batum. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ibaka. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. Portland moving the ball around. Here's Lillard. And he drops it in from the low post. Greg, tonight's game, like so many, could come down to the 3-point shooting. There are debates as to whether that style alone can win you a championship. What do you think?
You know, there will never be a substitute for balance, but I just think with the evolution of the skill that we see in our game, the coaches and players being so smart, you do want to keep the opponents guessing, but let's face it, the 3-point shot is here to stay. It's really simple math. 3 is more than 2.
And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. Leonard on the wing. First quarter, just over a minute played. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night. The Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Lillard against Beverley, and Lillard gets it to go.
No excuse giving Lillard that kind of positioning. That's just too easy.
Down low. It's Ibaka. That time on the assist by George.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
Covington with the bucket.
Really good job by Covington to get good position and finish.
The Clippers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And George, here we go. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Now here's Leonard. Turned in an outstanding game against Golden State.
What a masterful job on the defensive end. Did everything possible to alter that shot.
And Paul George, Doris, kind of a late bloomer coming up in high school. His older sister used to give him the business on the blacktop. Of course, eventually he found his stride, and the rest is history.
It took some encouraging from older sis and his high school coach, who actually had to threaten him with running suicides to get the guy to shoot more. And think about it. This guy plays his college basketball at mid-major Fresno State. That's really where he got onto the NBA radar. Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Now here is George, guarded closely. It's stolen by Jones. Lillard attacking, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
We know this about Robert Covington. He is a team man first and foremost. Pretty pass.
George against Kanter. George passes to Beverley. George looking over the floor. 6 to shoot. Oh my goodness! What a play!
Now, Paul George is an exceptional athlete and demonstrating his insane dunking skills there. Get this guy in the dunk competition.
And Lillard gets it to go.
I'll tell you, this lead's not going anywhere with this guy making plays. What a quarter.
Pass to Beverley. Now Ibaka. He's covered by Kanter. Entered on the wing. There's 45 seconds left in the first. Left side, George. Good D by Jones. And they're running. Here's Trent. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
George dishes to Leonard. Back to George. Fires from deep. It's good from long range. George has got 7 points.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Lillard fires away from way outside. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for Portland. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We've got more NBA.
Venom.
Well, earlier, Damian Lillard spoke to us about how
I look to the times where
Greg, he's certainly a gentleman in victory and defeat.
You know, Lillard takes the L as a learning opportunity. Sure, it stings, but he also knows it can make them stronger if they use it right.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for Portland, they've got Jones, Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter, and it's Simons in at the 2-guard spot. Outside Jackson. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Jones finds Kanter. Stolen by Zubac. Now the Clippers moving it up. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket for Morris.
Well, this is why it helps to have a big man capable of sprinting the floor. Marcus Morris solid at getting to the right spots.
Outside Covington. And a miss there on the triple. The Clippers have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter.
And how about this stat? Over the course of Robert Covington's career, over 60% of his shots coming from long range.
And Greg, the prototypical 3-and-D guy, you almost want to reverse it, because defense has been the pivot point for Robert Covington's emergence as a player in this league.
Just his first attempt. Here's Kanter. A reverse. Second chance shot. He lays it in. Kanter's got his first bucket in this one.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Back to Jackson. Over Kanter. Up again. It's good on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Good on the bucket. And the Trailblazers lead by 3.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Outside for Jackson. On the wing, Morris. Defended by Covington. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Kanter's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Jones, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Now it's a 5-point Trailblazer lead, and so it's Williams who brings it up for the Clippers. Last time these two teams came together was also in this building. They were able to win it for the home fans.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
I think they took tremendous satisfaction from that performance and ended up winning going away. So is it something they'll look to repeat tonight?
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubac. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Paul George in for Jackson. Here's Lillard. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Last outing for the Clippers, they won that game against Golden State.
Yeah, and in that game, you see how they built out this roster, acquiring role players who can step up when needed.
And that's exactly what happened. Guys came off the bench ready to play. The offense didn't miss a beat.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Lou Williams.
And no stopping Lillard. Excellent at staying in control no matter what the D throws at him.
Portland shooting their first foul shot of the night. Clippers trail by 8. Outside, George. This is to Batum. The shot's good on the assist by George. Batum's got his first 2 points of the night.
This guy is such a tough cover in the pick and roll. Paul George threading the needle perfectly. Excellent pass.
And Lillard throws it down.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
It's deflected.
Encouraging to see Cantor trying harder on the defensive end. There's height. There's ability to block shots. Go to work, Ennis.
Simons, he's checked in for the Trailblazers.
Switch.
Leonard attacking, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. And that's good. Damian Lillard for 3. Lillard's got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers. George against Anthony. Now, here's George. Tight defense on him. Leonard on the wing. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Shot clock at 6. Lillard surveying the D. From deep. And so it's Portland ahead by 9. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. The largest lead they had was 6 in the opening period. It was easy to see they were the superior team in the second quarter. And now it's just a matter. Thanks for joining.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ibaka. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the 2 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Inside. Kicks it out to Leonard. Flattening the lottery odds, Greg. Do you think that's worked out as intended?
You don't hear as many predictions about who's going to get the...
Wow.
And how about Ibaka getting off the floor for that dunk? What a great finish.
Lillard outside. And that one, good.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
Leonard attacking. A second chance effort. Pass to George. There's the triple. That shot off. And it's Portland the other way.
Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see. Well, just incredible anticipation and hops by Robert Covington.
The 3 from George. Oh, and he misses the dunk. Trailblazers leading by 14. Anthony nowhere around. They get it back. Covington kicks to Anthony. There's the pass to Hood. Out to the right wing. And a deep 3 from Lillard. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Lillard's got 8 points in the quarter.
80% shooting to start the third. 4 for 5.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
George. And that time, also a missed shot.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Lillard misses. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. 17-point game. And there's Paul George on the assist from Ibaka. George has got 9 points.
Well, I like to see Paul George be assertive down low. This guy doesn't lack for confidence, and he is an accomplished scorer regardless of where he is on the floor.
Hood for 3, and again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
Here's George. Ibaka controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
I have always loved the intensity with which Serge Ibaka plays, especially on the glass. He understands how to use his length.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Here's Lillard. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got his 5th rebound in this one. Leonard finds George. Now here's Beverly. In the corner, George with it. Back to Leonard. The 15-footer. George, no good.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Lillard misses. Clippers trail by 16. Plenty of space. And he drops that one in. That's 28 points for Damian Lillard.
I'll tell you, this guy is proving to be a problem for the defense. In this quarter, he has been special.
Here's George. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
How good is Paul George at getting separation? He uses the screen perfectly and sticks it to the defense.
And it's Lillard missing. Los Angeles has gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. George passes to Ibaka. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And Covington sends it back.
Tremendous anticipation from Robert Covington. Sends it back.
Good, can't get it to go. And Los Angeles guys shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Ibaka. Marcus Morris comes in for Leonard. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for George. And it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly. And then for the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter's checked in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones comes in for Hood. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard.
Well, a strong finish there by Melo. He just powers it right past the D.
To the paint. Morris outside.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And he's at nearly 90% from the free throw line this season, so having a terrific year.
Marcus Morris has proven that he can be effective in any system in the NBA, understands his role as a stretch four.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to see him have the kind of trouble he's had tonight. We'll get right back to the action when... And let's listen to head coach Terry Stotts review the game plan with his guys.
Hey, good job defensively.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th, Jones is out there with Little. Then it's Enes Kanter, and it's Simons in at the 2. On the wing, Jackson. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Jackson's got the 4th quarter started here with a bucket for the Clippers. Portland leading by 12, and that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Defended by Beverly. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
And for Portland, they're shooting 56% in this game, really stringing quality possessions together offensively. Passes it to Simons. Fires the three. Rebound by the Clippers. Looking ahead to their next game, playing at New Orleans, they'll match up against the Pelicans. That's game one of a three-game road trip. He feeds it to Jones. Good work there as it goes.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing. Well, outstanding contest on the shot, and then he's positioned perfectly to go after the rebound.
Shoots it. Little can't hit.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Batum finds George, and it's George finishing it off.
I'll tell you, there's little you can do to stop Paul George when he's got his game going. He has the lane to the rim, and you know he's going to finish.
Defended by Beverly. Three-pointer on the way. And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Clippers trail by 14. Beverly with the ball. Leonard on the wing. Beverly dishes to Leonard. Greg, as a point guard, you must have had so much fun being surrounded by so much terrific talent at UNLV.
You know, Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon, I mean, I could go on. And you're right, I was blessed to play alongside these guys. They were incredible talents, finishers. And, you know, you don't always appreciate it going through that moment, but the fact that we're all still close and stay in contact, man, what an awesome experience to be a part of that team.
Chemistry must have been off the charts on that team.
It was, and we had a lot of personalities, man. It was a different era back then. But I tell you, again, I wouldn't trade that experience for anything.
Leonard with no one around. That falls. Nice speed that time from George.
Leonard doesn't give the defense time to react. His catch-and-shoot game is on point.
Lillard, the pass to Simons. Lobs it up for Kanter. It's stolen by Ibaka, and Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Little, he's checked in for Anthony Simons. And so it's Leonard with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points, and Ibaka kicks to George. And that one is good.
Well, that's a high percentage look for Paul George, easily cashing in thanks to that effortless shooting motion.
1:30 left to play in the final quarter. Nobody near Lillard. Offensive rebound. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Paul George. Clippers trail by 9. From the wing. And it's Portland with the rebound. Kanter's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. And here's Covington from the arc. The Clippers grab the miss.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
And Batum kicks to George. A three-pointer is right on target.
Paul George loves delivering when the game is on the line at his absolute best.
Lillard fires away from way outside, and they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
He hits the first one, and that brings them within 8.
I don't know if it's underplayed, but there's an all-around aspect to what Paul George does on a night-by-night basis. This guy is an elite two-way player.
Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Robert Covington. Lillard way outside. Anthony kicks to Little. And a deep three from Lillard. It's Reggie Jackson with the rebound.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
I'll tell you, it's never an easy point in the game, knowing whatever you do, you're still coming away with the L.
Here is Lillard. Lets it fly. Off the left rim and out. Misses the shot. And so it's Portland winning this one. They seem to... All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks.